Hi, welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sewjo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things. I'm going to be working on another 3-yard quilt, and this comes from the Fast and Fun 3-yard quilts. And I'm going to do the City Lights pattern. Now these fabrics are already cut, and it does come from my 2024 advent calendar that my husband had curated for me. So these are my fabric 1s, fabric 2s, and fabric 3s. Now this quilt should actually go together pretty quick. So let's see. So I do not need these squares or these little squares right yet. I don't need these squares. I'll need this. This is going to be for a inner border. Then I'm going to take these. It's going to be the same size as those. And then this is going to be from an outer border and my binding. Now in these 3-yard quilts, they do what's called an economy binding, and they have their binding cut very small. I was able to get my usual 2.5-inch binding out of that after I get the cut. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't like those economy bindings. But anyway, so I just need to make some strip sets with my fabric 2 and my fabric 3. So I'm just going to do a bunch of pinning and then sewing. Now it is a strip set, so I know a lot of people want it pinned. However, I don't know how to sew without my pins, so I'm going to do some pinning. Okay, so I've made my strip sets. Now I need to cut them apart into 2 patches to make 4 patches. So I'm going to do this a little bit different because I can. So in the 3-yard quilt books, they tell you to press things open, or they want you to press things open. I kind of prefer to press things to one side. So I've pressed everything to my dark side. So now I could just have this strip here, and I can kind of nest these seams up by laying, this on top of each other, making sure those nest. And now I'm going to take my stripology ruler and I'm going to cut these apart. And when I cut these apart, basically I'm going to have like a 4 patch. I'll just have to sew the seams down. So that's how I'm going to do this. And like I said, since I pressed to the dark side, I can nest those seams up and cut all at once. So I'm going to do that cutting. Okay, so now I've cut all these pairs that are basically 4 patches. So I'm just going to throw some pins into all these 4 patches, take it over the sewing machine, and sew and press. Like I said, the Fabric Cafe likes to press open their seams open. I like to press to one side. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, only a few more. So I have all those 4 patches made. Now we're just going to make a bigger 4 patch. So I'm going to put a 4 patch there, 4 patch there. And then I'm going to take these squares from my fabric number 2, just put them there and there. So I just need to make a bunch of 4 patches, just like that. So I'm going to pin and sew. Okay, so I have these blocks done, and the other block is this, which it was just cut from fabric. Now I'm going to put my block so the stripes are going vertically up and down. So I just need to make the center of this quilt top, and we're just going to do that by having these blocks alternate. So for row 1, because we've got 4 rows of 6. So one of those here, one of those, 3, and 4. So then for the second row, I'll start off with my straight block. Go ahead and put another straight block there. And then I can put these, one there, and one over there. So that's a little bit about what it's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and start pinning all of this together and then take it over to the sewing machine and sew using my web piecing, which means I just sew one seam all the way down without breaking threads and then move on to the next, just because that's how I like to sew my center of my quilt tops all together. So once I get all of that sewn, I'll be back. I finished doing all the web piecing and pressed. So I web pieced all those vertical seams. So I've got these holes right here. So I just need to add all my horizontal seams. And then the center of the quilt top's done. And it's done. So this is the City Light quilt pattern from Fast and Fun 3-yard quilts. And it's approximately 43 by 61. And I did this using my days 13, 14, and 15 from my 2024 Advent calendar that was curated by my husband. All right, till next time. Bye.